I feel sad. I feel sad.
You feel so sad?
Yes.
Where are your uniforms?
They are gone.
All your uniforms are gone?
Yes.
School bag, book.
All my things are gone.
Your books?
Yes, and my school uniform.
Have you eaten this morning?
No.
Till when are we going to be dying like this? That's what we are asking ourselves.
Another person has died.
Another person have died right now, and we just removed that little girl. So we don't know till when we are going to die like this.
But see, Madam for ne ba 1 week
Everybody's been getting involved. We had the fishermen coming in from Osu with their canoes, and they've been very instrumental in helping in the rescue efforts. We have some of the young guys in Odona Sahara who have also been helping. And then, of course, after that, the 48 engineers, the Marine Police, the Ghana Navy, and NADMO as well as the Ghana National Fire Service have all been working together to actually try and rescue as many people as possible.
It's very terrible. It's not easy, but we give thanks to God. We are all alive.
Your clothes were washed away?
We lost everything, nothing. This is the only thing we can. That's what I'm washing right now. Everything, all these ones, we are going to throw them away. Everything is gone.
No man, but Yakoya and I say a buy. It's yes, a buy. No, and penphone and Mwaye. I am so intimate and Pijanya Juma.
Another dead body has been found here at Aloboshi this morning. We're told that a child was found in flat waters here, dead, and the residents here are quite concerned about this particular situation. They say that a lot of people have lost their lives here, and it is because of the huge flooding situation that inundated this particular area.
Dead body we can 6 in here. Nti anopo ebe hu dead body where you free police from ye nti omo ka omo si omo ka say na ade nti o dance no mu ache nti o say ya youth no boys na ye struggling and ye yi body ni free insuo no.
We have a total of 7,761 households that were displaced, with 38,802 individuals affected, with 7 persons still missing as at this morning, because, Mr. Speaker, I've been at the Finance Committee in the past 3 hours. I've not been able to read my briefs this afternoon. I don't know whether many more have been found, but 7 people as at this morning were displaced, and the total death are 12 individuals that we lost. A total amount of 350 million is being targeted to be used to help in dealing with the challenges that we have. Mr. Speaker, the President has instructed that 200 million will be targeting relief items to these close to over 10,000 households that have been affected across the whole coast. And the 150 will be used to mitigate the flood issues within this, the coastal areas.
In the whole of Greater Accra, I have suffered most. And let me thank the majority leader for an intervention. That when it comes to situations like this, we should not be partisan. We should be our brothers' keepers at this point. And let us understand that irrespective of your party affiliation, the life that you are saving today may be the one that will save you tomorrow. The monies that the president has asked that it should be disbursed or it be used for whatever purposes, we are calling on the Minister of Finance that it should expedite action on same and ensure that it will go to the right people, the right recipients, Speaker, the victims, and not party members.
Particular attention will be given to the removal of refuse, silt, fallen trees, abandoned vehicles, collapsed structures, and other debris obstructing roads, bridges, drains, and waterways. As part of the operation, the Ghana Armed Forces will deploy personnel, engineers, specialized equipment to clear major drains, streams, rivers, and other critical waterways.
If the government said he will help us, we thank him. But those who handle the money, they should be faithful people.
Okay.
Yes. They shouldn't be selfish people.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, people should see me.
Days after the heavy rains, residents at my 11 and the Wajabau municipality are still counting the cost of the devastation. I'm at a community known as Hand of God, where the destruction remains evident. The entire area has been cut off, with access roads rendered impassable. Even motorbikes are unable to get through. Now, one of the hardest hit residents is the owner of this one-story, 5-bedroom house. From what is visible, nearly a quarter of the building is buried under silt. The house, which sits in a valley, was overwhelmed when torrents of water rushed down from a nearby hill, carrying huge volumes of mud and debris that eventually settled inside the building. Now, the flood water inundated every room, leaving behind thick deposits of silt that have made the house completely uninhabitable. Now, large cracks have appeared in part of the structure, raising fears that the building could collapse if urgent intervention is not taken. Mattresses, clothing, furniture, and other household belongings have all been destroyed, leaving the family with little they could salvage from what was once their home. I have the owner of the property here, Mrs. Aseng, here with me. She has been crying since we arrived here on the ground.
Furnitures, cookers, wardrobes, bed, king size beds and other things. If you can see them lying right here.
Yeah.
So, you can go into the everything. I'll be destroying this house.
What are your immediate needs right now?
Yes, our immediate need is what we will eat.
Okay.
What we will eat and what to wear.
Okay.
And where to lay our head, because now we can't even sleep at somebody's place. We be roaming about. When we come and sleep here today, the next day we go and ask and sleep at another person's place. We have scattered. So I'm pleading to the whole world, the whole nation, His Excellency, diplomatic people, church leaders, that they should come into our aid. Now we are homeless. We don't have anywhere to sleep, anywhere, even what to eat and what to wear. Now it's a problem for us now. Even the children are there now. They are not even going to school. As I'm talking now, I don't know even where some are. Because at the night, everybody's scattered. The day time, we come and gather here.
On the surface of the water, and whole loaves of bread that could be estimated at maybe 50 to.
Yeah, what a devastating flood. But we're just demonstrating to you that this is indeed a perennial crisis that Accra has been facing. So whatever the case, allow me to just say good morning. Yeah, it might not be too good for many of you who are still counting your loss after the flooding. But yeah, whatever the case, may the Lord strengthen you, and we hope that there's still life, and so there'll be opportunities for you going into the future. So good morning to you again. Welcome to Prime Insight, and my name is Blessed Sogan. Let me just caution that if you're out there, particularly in Accra, the forecast is not too encouraging for the morning. We're already experiencing showers in some parts of the capital, so you might want to be guided by that as well. Going into the morning and later throughout the day as well. So yeah, it's a double tragedy, you want to call it, because the Black Stars also didn't fare too well overnight. Yeah, so we're taking all of that in as well. Welcome to the program. Whatever the case, we're still here to bring you perspectives from our in-studio guests, you at home, and my panelists to shape the national discourse. And that obviously has got to do with this perennial flooding crisis that we have in the national capital, Accra. What do you think about it? And you've just seen people talk about their experiences. Government has also been initiating some action. The opposition leader, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has also been out calling for a state of emergency. I mean, varied views on this crisis. Some have even called for perhaps a relocation of the national capital. Will all these measures actually help in dealing with the crisis, or it's much more about us, Ghanaians, particularly those living in Accra, and how, of course, we respect sanitation laws? All of these we'll look at this morning for you here on the show. So thanks for tuning in, and later on as well, we'll get to hear from the lawyers who will tell us what the future holds for our former Chief Justice Justice Torkornoo. It appears that there's another ruling by the Supreme Court after the ECOWAS court's decision, pointing to the fact that it appears this will be the end of the road for her, because the president's authority cannot be challenged now in terms of the constitution of that committee that found, some grounds for her removal. So all of that as well we'll explore this morning. I just want to say good morning to you and welcome to the program again. Let me tell you about my guest helping us to do the conversation for this morning. Senor Amakleno is with the New Patriotic Party. He's the spokesperson for the party's urban and Housing and Urban Development Committee, yes. So they look at all of the issues regarding the NPP's policy towards tackling this crisis that we are facing. And so we'll get to hear from them in detail as to what the policy alternative or perspective is from the NPP side. Then we also have Solomon Owusu, who was retired from football. Because unfortunately, the Black Stars didn't do too well. And he chose a different path to join the Afafranto movement.
It's a united
which has a base.
It's a movement. It has a base. It's a solid base, yes.
A solid base, you say?
It is a very solid base. I mean, Afafranto is...
So how many party members do you have?
Millions.
Wow.
Millions of people.
Wow.
And let me assure you that 2028, there will be a good news for this country.
I see.
That will take us out of all these problems that we are having today. But were you surprised when the Black Stars says it?
Oh, you tell me, because you're the footballer here.
But they've even kept long in the competition. These 2x4 players, corrupt officials at the GFA, that goes with their own players.
So you're saying this because the Black Stars didn't perform?
But I said it long before. I said it. The day that they drew that you people were jubilated, I said, but I couldn't believe it.
They called it strategic.
Which one was strategic?
Strategic.
If Otoado was the one that drew, you would have said that it's not good, but because of the white man. When the white man draws, it's okay. You are in a competition to go and win a tournament.
So do you understand strategic loss in football?
Don't mind them. When they want to deceive, they bring all sort of words strategic. What is strategic about it? You are in a tournament. You are aiming to win a trophy. You meet an opponent, you say, this one I'm afraid of, I'm sitting back. And that has dictated our pace from Panama to England to Croatia and yesterday. I mean, did you enjoy the game?
Okay, you know what, let's not, a lot of people are watching this morning, I don't want to...
No, but I mean, the only thing that I'll add is that, you know, where we got to, we are entitled to some $13.5 million. Nobody must make the attempt of trying to, as it were, enter into that money.
How do you know the money has been paid? Maybe it's not been paid.
So if it has been paid, it has to be kept well. If it has not been paid, eyes are watching. So that all the tickets that we bought for the supporters...
Unfortunately, the sports minister may not have direct control over that.
No, but Ghana is spending money. So even if it comes...
The GFA is independent. $13 million US dollars is not your money.
No, 13.5 million. Who told them they are independent? Ghana is spending on the players. Is Ghana not spending on the players? They shouldn't come and tell us that. So that money goes back to the ministry so that we use it to help the local, develop local football and other sporting activities in the country.
Okay, that's good. Senor, you also watch football? Are you a football enthusiast?
Well, I'm not really a football enthusiast, but as a citizen, when it has to do with the Black Stars...
Not a spectator?
Yeah, I'm not a spectator. When it has to do with the Black Stars, we have to, show that sign of love to them. I was actually surprised and then worried. Staying in the night, I actually got worried because I felt that I could have gone to bed. But you see, one thing that I figured out from what happened yesterday is that we have to learn as a country. Whatever that transpired, I think that the Black Stars and the management team have a lot of questions to answer.
Why are you all demanding answers from
in the sense that, in the sense that, you see, we've politicized everything in this country. If you recall, some few years ago, we were told that nothing is working in this country. Everything is haywire. And it looks like, as a result of economic mismanagement, nothing is really happening in this country.
Football?
These were the things we were told. We were told that...
Oh, you're referring to the president's comment.
We were told...
President John Mahama when he was opposition
we were told that
leader. Okay.
If you look at the atmosphere of the country as of today, the Black Stars are demoralized. There is no motivation. Nothing has
so really worked for them. So are you doing the same politics you are asking that?
What I want us to understand is that, in fact, the ball we've thrown against the wall, it is bouncing back to us. I have been observing the weather since midnight till this morning. The entire country is like a cemetery. And it is a deep reflection of the kind of governance we have in this current NDC government, which tells you that they are not just in power to come and lead us with their scams, but they have actually used or rode on fantasies to come to power. And today, it is just like a playbook being, shown to them. They are quiet. None of them is talking. They claim that Otoado and the rest, we brought them and this and that. Today, where are they? They are in their hideout. So it tells you that such reckless commentaries on
by who exactly?
You just mentioned somebody's name. So such reckless commentary should not be coming from, you know, people in terms of desperation for power. We should go on platforms and make our, you know, points devoid of politicization.
Okay, but you're also doing...
No, I am not doing. I'm just reminding you.
Not politics.
It's not politics. It is just a reminder.
Wow.
It is just a reminder.
So why are you reminding us if it's not...
I am reminding you because we were once told.
Oh, okay.
So it is just good that when I tell you that you will receive 20 CDs if you are able to hold things well, and I fail to do that, the following time you must also remind me. Okay. So that is exactly
what I'm remind Solo, not me.
No, Solo is equally not happy with what the Black Stars are doing.
Okay.
He may not probably want to go on that tangent, but I feel well. He, for obvious reason, he knows why he may not want to go. He may not want to go on that tangent.
The United Party believes in Ghana first. We don't believe in cheap politicking.
This is not
can we get into the floods this morning? So, and I have a deep feeling that, in fact, you honestly, you had wanted to join the president in that chopper, in the helicopter, except to say that, you know, maybe it was for you, so you didn't get any chance to join him. So why didn't you follow Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia then? He was touring some of the communities. You were completely lost.
What was he
when
doing?
The flood.
What was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doing? Tell me, what was he doing?
Solo.
Honestly, you tell me. You see, this business...
He was showing compassion to the people and touching base with the people.
Compassion how? You saw the woman who just you interviewed on the screen some few minutes ago. What was she doing? She was crying. So what amount of compassion or that feeling would they commiserate with her? I mean, she has lost items. She needs those items to be fixed.
Really?
It's not a matter of going to sympathize or empathize with her. She wants real action. So if you go and walk in the water, and my difficulty was that he was not even wearing Wellington boots. I thought that was dangerous. You understand? First of all, you have no power to effect anything. So you walking on the water does not mean it's for politics. And you have been doing this one too many.
Oh, Solo. I mean, what Solo?
Opposition leaders, look, let there be flooding, they are there.
Yes.
Let there be fire outbreak, they are there. They just go.
Is that not leadership?
What is leadership about that? I mean, when he had been vice president for 8 years, that some of these issues could have been resolved so that the impact, let me say that no matter what you do, flooding will happen. Okay. Because we don't control the volumes of water that will be falling from the skies, you understand? So you can put up a drainage system that can contain, say, 140 millimeters. If it rains more than 140 millimeters, it is likely to overflow. But what we do as a country or as a civilized society is that you put in place measures that will, as it were, reduce the impact of such occurrence. You did not do any of these. It has happened, and the people are wallowing and say you are commiserating with them to do what? That is shaking responsibility.
So, are you telling me this?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, because the point is that...
So, Alan has never visited any flooding community before?
To do what? Is he an engineer? He is not. People have been entrusted with that power to solve our problems.
Are you not being heartless, Solo?
No. You see, unless until we look straight into people's faces and tell them that, look, this showmanship we must stop in this country. One of an elderly person you interviewed, he said, look, your reporter asked him, have you heard government wants to intervene? He said, if government will intervene, we beg they should give the money to people who are honest. Society is losing interest in politicians. They are losing faith in politicians. They see politicians are con men and women. See them as a bunch of people who do not have any jobs, organize their policies together just in the name of deceiving the ordinary person. So if you went and walked on the rain, what impact did it bring onto the people? We must not be encouraging that. You understand? For the president, I can understand because our tax is with him. So he ought to fix the problem. And so if by fixing the problem, he wants to fly and look at where all the problems are, I don't have a problem. But what I expect from him is that beyond flying, the problem is resolved.
Are you not doing petty politics now,
No, I'm not.
I mean, if you condemn someone who goes into a community...
Yes, to do what?
Show compassion.
My goodness. Which compassion did he show? Which compassion did he show? You are going to show compassion. You want to camera. Any sincere person that want to really show compassion will not go and visit the people with cameras in sight to be interviewing people. No way. I mean,
but the cameras will naturally.
Do you know the number of people?
Like
do you know the number of people's homes that I've visited to commiserate with them?
You solo, you've
absolutely, because I have families. But have you seen any video anywhere indicating that I had discussions with? That is easy.
But this is the former vice.
Former vice president.
When the president was flying, he took cameras with him up there.
I thought that was also not right, because you see, where we have got.
But you didn't condemn that. You are condemning Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
The president is having my tax.
So he can take the camera up there
and then show us. And I'm saying that.
And show you and who?
No. What I'm saying that even with that, I am not happy with it. It is not about.
So you are selecting. You're picking and.
I will never select. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Listen to me carefully.
Yes.
I am saying.
Yes.
That President Mahama going with camera showing us that he was in there, it does not do anything to me.
Yes.
That is not what I'm expecting from him. What I'm expecting from him is that he give us a clear-cut path that we are doing A, B, C, D. Yes. Because he has the purse. He has all the tools. He's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces to deal with the present situation. He has the power. So that is it. But with the opposition leader, what power does he have? It's a non-recognizable...
He's a leader of a party that has a minority in parliament.
My goodness.
They could influence policy.
They don't influence any policy. See, that portfolio is as ordinary as you and I. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's portfolio is as ordinary as you and I. He's not paid by the state. He cannot bite. He cannot do anything about the policy.
This is the former vice president.
That is former. The moment they start calling you former, you are doomed. When they start calling you former, you are doomed. Former in what? That was then. That even makes his position very serious.
So you're telling me if you have two leaders and there's flooding and one comes to visit you at home and the other flies over your challenge to also see what's happening, which one will you show more connection?
So the point is, really, as was shown, evident by your various reports, the entire thing happened in Accra. I mean, from where I sit, if you are going to assess the situation thoroughly...
Look, you can see that video.
Yes, this is the president. And now look, so how long would it take the president to visit the entire catchment areas? It would take more than 3 weeks, you understand? So if he decides to fly to know the extent together with the technical government, I don't have a problem. My only difficulty is that to be showing us that you were in a flight. I don't see the head and tail of it. But even with that, I am saying that what he does beyond the visits or beyond the tour, it is what is so crucial. If after this we don't have a clear path, a clear-cut policy to deal with our situations, then this becomes cost 90. That's a total waste of the taxpayers' money. And that I must hold him to his deeds. That is for the president. I'm saying that the opposition leader, apart from the fact that he was trying to get votes, it's for votes. What else? It's for votes. Because if you were that sincere, the Samra Boy situation happened. You remember Samra Boy flooded? Why was he not there? So the people of Samra Boy, he doesn't care about them. He doesn't care about the people of Samra Boy. KNUST flooded. Was the former vice president there? He doesn't care about the people in Kumasi or on KNUST campus? No, let's stop this politics and everything. We want to cash in and then create the impression that we care so much. When, as a matter of fact, you have been in power for the last 8 years, and we're still where we are.
So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should sit at home. Is that what you're saying?
He must rather be telling the current administration, just like I'm doing. We all don't have power. Now look, you got to fix it. That's it.
And then what happens to the people? People who are in desperate need of some goodwill, donations. He shouldn't do it.
What donation? The donation he sent. How many households can benefit from it?
So this morning, you have a personal difference.
People are not having a place to sleep. You are giving them tea. What are they going to use with it? People's homes are destroyed. This woman.
So why then is government giving relief items?
Government is chop, and I will be coming there. You understand? This 300 million cedis that they say they are going to give.
Yes.
There has to be a clear-cut policy. We cannot, you see, where we have gotten to as a country, we have done cheap politics for a long time, but people have been getting away with our money.
My suggestion to you is, then we don't need NADMO. NADMO, when there's a disaster, would often, give out relief items.
What, you see, we don't follow some of these things to really analyze them, whether or not the things that they claim they give are actually do commensurate with the amount of money that I send to them.
That's my problem with you this morning. People need those items.
Who are those people? We must know. You understand? Right now, we've been told that.
No, but you are privileged, so how will you know? You
right now, you have been told that about 7.
You are in the political class. You are not down there where people need real life.
I live with them in the ghettos. I have been like, they are in the airport.
You are not in
every ghetto in Accra.
You are always in the AC.
Every ghetto in Accra, I know. And I'm saying that, how did they estimate that 7,800 people have been affected? We must know. What are those people? What are their needs, as a matter of fact? So what informed...
If there's flooding, obviously people need some toiletries. They'll need items, even mattresses. They'll need all of these things.
The person's home has been flooded.
Yes.
Where to sleep is even a problem. So the first major concern must, as a matter of fact, be where they will be accommodated. But if the person does not have a place to sleep, that is a major challenge. And I'm saying that cannot be done by the opposition leader called Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He has no such capacity. And so we all have to direct our request to the government that is supposed to serve you and I, our interests. I keep coming here and reading Article 36.
When President Mahama was donating items as the leader of the NDC at the time, it wasn't necessary?
It was a problem. I saw it as a fake thing. You understand? And I keep saying, the reason why I will never advise Mr. Lanchamanti to be doing this. And indeed, we advise him that he wouldn't even do it, because that's showmanship. Because just go and stand there and then do this crocodile tears as if you care, it is not enough.
Okay, you tell me, as UP, what problem have you solved now as part of the flooding? You've not even given one item, not even...
Why? Are we in government? Are we in government? Are people paying their taxes to us?
Then you shouldn't be taken seriously. We shouldn't vote for you.
Look,
because you can't even solve...
Look, the last time I petitioned...
Of our challenges.
No, because the point is that no presidential candidate or political party has its own money sitting anywhere. All that we do is that...
So you're just spending the dues, party dues of the UP political party. That's all you're doing. Because you could have used a portion of that money, the dues you're paying, to also give some items, to donate some items.
We should use the dues that the people have paid so that
You donate rice, sugar...
We should donate rice, sugar to who?
You can help the team, Dr. Mahmoud.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's team. All right, because I know that those things are just for political, are for getting votes. That is all to it.
You don't want
Again, it is minimal. The impression, the impact is so infinitesimal. It doesn't get to anywhere. And that is why you must always go back to the government. It is the government that is having you and I, our tax revenue. It is the government that is supposed to provide housing to all these people. It's the government that is supposed to make sure that our drains are desilted. It's the government's responsibility to make sure that if houses and structures are on waterways, it is cleared. What can opposition person do, apart from going there to try and behave as though you care, when as a matter of fact, you don't care?
Shortly on what government has announced. Senor, are you listening to what Solo is saying all the time?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning to you, and good morning to my colleagues and Solo as well, your cherished viewers. I bring you greetings from His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, the compassionate father, the man who stands for the people, the man who knows that the people actually own the mandate that he's seeking for, the man that believes that their cry is their cry. They actually deserve him, the reason he went there to visit them. This morning, he has asked me to tell them that he's sorry for whatever they are going through. He empathizes with them.
Well, that's the message from Dr. Bawumia.
He is with them anytime he goes on his knees to pray to the Almighty Allah. And the entire MPP fraternity, we are with the people of those who actually went through this disaster. I am so saddened to hear my brother talk about the fact that whatever Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia did is out of politics. What it clearly means is that his leader who seeks to lead this country is failing to become president because he is not sensitive. He's an incompassionate person who does not care about the very people even within his circle. If his boss cares about the people within his circle, he will still remain in the MPP. So for once, he has displayed over here that
what from this?
Alan Kojo Tremanti does not care about the people.
No, but allow him to.
Please, when you were talking, I listened to you with the greater.
Are you uncomfortable?
No, I'm very comfortable, but I don't know. I don't want him to go along somewhere.
So just keep quiet.
You break his leg.
So just keep quiet.
All right.
So keep quiet. Leader is insensitive.
So for not visiting the flood victims,
I think that Alan Kojo Tremanti is an insensitive person because his spokesperson has just displayed over here that they, as a movement or whatever they call it, they are not compassionate.
No. It's a political party.
As a political party, they are not compassionate. Now let me read to you the book of Job chapter 2, verse 11 to 13. And the Bible reads, when Job suffered immense loss, his 3 friends came to visit him. Before they began speaking, they sat with him in silence for 7 good days.
Job chapter
3, verse 11 to 13. You see, it is only insensitive on your part for you not to have compassion when your brother's beer is burning. You will see them be watching. What kind of human being are you? What it means is that the Movement for Change Party, together with my brother Solo, United Party, together with my good brother and his leader, they don't have compassion for the good people of Ghana.
In fact, where is Alan?
We should be asking him.
Oh, ask me.
We should be asking.
Solo,
Solo, stop this. Let me.
But I'm sitting here.
No, hold on. You see, the interesting part is that the government has lost control. They have actually missed the target. In any serious country, the president, even at the West, when he went to have an area view of the country, the following day, the best thing he should have done was to step on the ground to visit 1 or 2 sites.
So the question is, what would that change?
What would that change is that it shows that you empathize with the people. It shows that you have some connection with the people. Are you telling me that as your neighbor, when I get to know that your house
is flooded,
I should just wait and put my head on my wall and be watching you. Oh, Ekia, sorry, is that what you are telling us? The president did not only sat in the chopper. He sat in the chopper to actually tell us that there is a new movie called Insensitive Governance.
Oh.
That is what the president displayed to us.
Senor, so this is what you are coming to tell us this morning.
Hold on. Can you hold on? Let me land. Hold on.
Ask him whether...
You see, hold on. Let me land and you can come with your intervention. Hold on. I am telling you that the president, together with the NDC, they are insensitive. The worst of all, the vice president, who is a mother, who should have known better, who was moving from one market to the other prior to 2024 election, asking them for their mandates. See, I am not doing politics, but I am being real to you this morning that in any serious situation, the vice president, if your president could not visit the people, the vice president, who is a mother, who saw children dying, who begged this woman to vote for her, she only sat in her room. 2 days after, went to sit on a podium in white apparel, dancing Palogo and Adowa, and you want me to sit here and poo-poo that they have done what I should clap for them? Please, hell no, I will not do that.
Did what? So that
I will not do that. Please stop it.
Now, I want to understand.
Please, you can listen to me, take notes.
No, so that's why
I will not. I said the vice president failed to visit the victims.
He was wearing some white apparel.
During the National Thanksgiving prayer service.
But you quoted the Bible. You started by quoting Bible. So
hold on.
Do you believe in the Bible and the person?
I will take you to what crisis management, and you understand that when there are serious crises, you don't go and mount a puppet and be praying when people are dying. You need to first of all rescue the people. You see, we have failed this nation. He's here talking about what Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia did is needless and all of that. Would you want to tell that to one of the greatest Archbishop in this country, who equally went to donate to Alajo yesterday? Will he want to also say that whatever he did, carrying camera and the rest, is insensitive on his part, is politics? Please spare me this thing.
So ask him this question.
So
Sam Rabo. So now ask this. Sam Rabo happened before. A simple one. Sam Rabo happened.
Stop that. When I'm done, take note.
No.
You have a very big file and note. Take note. Take note. Stop it. Take note. You are not comfortable. Take note. Take note.
I just want to help a simple question.
So just be.
I will not allow you. Take note.
He will not allow the question.
I said take note.
So comfortable.
Take note. Take note. As a good student, if you are not comfortable when your lecturer is teaching,
all right. After I don't know.
I just have to say you're not a lecturer.
No, I am not a lecturer.
Don't let me lecture. He's a lecturer. No, he's a lecturer.
Graduate assistants are allowed to teach students as well.
You give me time. Don't worry.
So you know what? What I want my senior brother to understand is that the NDC government cannot run away from the fact that they have not been, they have not shown empathy to the good people of Ghana. Sitting at the comfort of your home, you sit in a chopper with those funny flat tax committee members.
Senor, I mean, hold on. Can you respect?
Actually, respect what?
Members of the committee.
I have no respect for them. I'm telling you on this show. I have no respect for them. You see, let me tell you, we have over 38 people dying. We have over 40,000 households displayed. We have over 10,000 livelihoods displayed. And you want me to sit here and clap for a committee that was formed and had never presented a report to us, had never issued any press release. You want me to sit here and call them what? Please, with the greatest of respect. With the greatest of respect. But I have said on one platform that all the people who died, their blood is on the head of the committee.
Oh, so
because
this is what
because the severity of what happened. Hold on.
I was asking you a question.
I am going very hard on this issue, and I'm not playing dilly-dallying with the issue because I will say it as it has to. You see, we have tolerated politics for far too long in every fabric of our life. When we know in this country, when we were told by the president when he was in opposition that we felt he was using flood for politics, today, what are you telling me?
Can I ask the question now? I was going to ask you about policy measures now. The president has disbursed some 300 million. That money is out when we're told by the finance ministry it's being disbursed. Is that not enough policy measure? And then you have the new military chief who's now been, assigned to demolish some of the structures. So that's policy in action, isn't it?
You see, whatever 300 million that was disbursed is a playbook. It's a playbook. It's a playbook in the sense that when this whole incident happened, the first thing we saw was the president went into the air with the committee members, took pictures and all of that, made a release to us. The next thing was, in crisis management, we have 3 stages of crisis management. We have the pre-stage, the acute stage, and the post-stage. Now, what we are witnessing in terms of the appointment of the military officer, it is within the acute stage. Now, within the acute stage, at the first point of call is you take charge of the situation. Then,
who's making the decision? The president.
Hold on. At the first point of call is you take charge of the situation. The second point is you establish the facts. Then the third point is you tell the story. Now, in taking charge of the situation, you must first of all see to it that you activate what we call crisis management team. Now, the crisis management team we are seeing is the appointment of the military leader together with other officers from other places. That's the crisis management team. Then the next thing you have to do is to establish the crisis command center. As it stands today, we don't know the operation they are going to undertake. We don't know where the crisis command center is. We don't know. They are going to operate from their various bases. But
have you been told that? You've not been told.
Yesterday we listened to the commander when he was making the brief. I listened to him very well. There was no crisis, center mentioned in terms of. Hold on. Then the next thing you have to do is to appoint who has a background in terms of the crisis. And I want to believe that the military officer has been appointed. Then you introduce that person to the public, and that was exactly what they went. Let me tell you, these are all playbook. These are all playbook. And I'm telling you that when it comes to managing and the disbursement, it is good for us to release funds. But the question we should be asking is that what actually made the finance minister to halt the continuation of projects that were going on.
When you say that, the finance ministry has denied that assertion, that they've not made use of the funds.
Have you seen what the World Bank has released?
What did the bank?
Have you seen what the World Bank has released that as a measure of controlling policy in terms of our economic? Your platform actually published that. You tell me it's a lie. Tell me it's a lie. No, I'm listening to you. Tell me that it's a lie.
Tell me what the
I just want to.
Because
World Bank says that finance ministry physical control delayed the Garrick project.
Where did they say it?
When did they say it?
Read that portion, let me hear.
I should read that. Go to my job online. It is there.
I'm there.
Read it.
I can't see it.
Stop me targeting me.
So you are bringing World Bank.
So I am telling you. Hold on. Don't let me lose my time.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
You can ask a question when I'm done. So what I want you to understand is that, of course, the figures that has been disbursed.
Yeah.
You asked whether NADMO is actually in place. Where is NADMO and all?
No, you were saying there's no command center. I was asking.
Of course, from I listened to from
the state agency responsible for that.
Exactly, but I'm telling you that in crisis management, you need to have a command center that is in charge of the crisis.
I get that, but can I ask you a question on the World Bank? So if the NDC administration is failing to use the remaining amounts of the funds, the one you've used in the last 8 years as the NPP, did it help? Because what we're seeing now doesn't look like a country that's been making use of funds. Is it over? How much is that funding?
So far they have utilized about $103.8 million.
$8 million. Does this look like $108 million?
So what I want you to understand is that
over the last 8 years.
Over the last 8 years.
Or not, even if not 8,
it's 127 million.
Yes. 127 million.
Now,
yes,
that was disbursed. Now, if you look at that, one, there was performance-based dredging of the Odo River that had commenced before
but you didn't finish.
Hold on. That had commenced before the NDC came to power. Now, fast forward. After that, the next thing that happened also was that the Achimota Abofu drain construction had also been awarded, and that site was handed over. Again, the South Kaneshi drain construction had also been awarded and handed over. Fast forward, the Nima Paloma, which is just behind us here.
As for that,
you can even see that something started, and they have used.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had completed that.
I am telling you that work actually were awarded to contractors.
Are you seeing the work there? Can't
you see that there is how do they call this roofing sheet? There's a name they call it. You can see this aluminium roofing sheet that have been used to cover the place.
That tells you that something. Do you know when that was placed there?
That was placed before we entered into 2025, and I'm telling you that all these things had already started. The sites were handed over.
Yes.
But what we are being told by this government is that they have to abrogate some contracts
because there's no efficiency.
Who told you that there's no efficiency?
It's not even accountability.
For you to say that there is no efficiency.
No, that's what the minister is.
It is not true. These are the words of the minister.
The local government minister had spoken even about.
No, these are the words of Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ejim.
The Works and
Housing Minister. So you just actually mentioned a different minister.
No, but the local government minister has spoken about the contract.
The sector minister, hold on, the sector minister, in his first visit when he took over, this way, you can look at the Gary website, and I'm reading from there. He said what? The Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources, Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, has expressed satisfaction with the progress of ongoing drainage improvement works. So if today, the NDC, out of shame, is coming out to tell us that MPP, you did not do anything. We've seen challenges, and the minister has commended the contractors who were working, the SY government who had actually awarded this contract. It is there. So you can see it in black and white.
That if you used millions of dollars to dredge the Odo, and this is what we're seeing.
But it is not just Odo River.
Yeah, but that's the.
It is not just Odo River. That is what you are failing to get. Don't concentrate on just why.
Do you recall what President Akufo-Addo was told? That no, Sola, I'll come to you. Hold on. That the Odo. Sola, hold on.
I woke up early morning to come and sit here. All right.
You spoke. I watched the time when you were speaking.
I'll give you all the time. So just
stop that.
So do you recall that President Akufo-Addo was told? Do you recall that President Akufo-Addo was told that this order that we're seeing, it will become a recreational facility?
We catch a fish.
Yeah, I recall.
We're going to catch fishes in there.
We're going to be fishing in the order. There'll be boats. Probably there'll be
hotels side by side.
You heard that?
You see. One thing I believe.
Did you hear that?
One thing I believe it.
No, did you hear that?
Hold on. You've asked a question. Okay. You don't actually put to me as to how.
No, I'm just asking.
I am responding to your question. So listen to me.
But you first of all hear that.
Hold on. This is not a matter of yes or no. Listen to my response.
No, but won't you answer my question?
Listen to my response, please, with the greatest of respect. Listen to my response. With the greatest of respect. So you see, if you have been given a tax and out of non-performance, you could not do well, and there is a regime that comes and tells you that there's going to be a reset, and your government was booted out, what is only proper for you to focus on the reset government? Don't go back. What was the reason for booting the MPP government out? It is because Ghanaians felt that or believed that governance at that moment was not okay. Fantastic. And the MPP was booted out.
Oh, so you didn't do.
No, we are done with the program.
Ghanaians,
we are done with the program.
Ghanaians booted the MPP.
Let's go on to another topic.
Can you?
Because you didn't.
Instead of when I come in, I hope you not.
No, I'm saying.
I don't like the way you interject me.
I'm saying you're not happy.
They didn't perform. That's why they were booted out.
I'm saying that if you are given a tax, and you are unable to perform, and you are moved out, and somebody promised to do that.
I agree.
Of course, we were just like the Black Stars. We were told that Otto-Addo was going to be one of the best. Hold on. I am doing comparison. Please. You don't tell me how to about it. We were told that Otto-Addo was the best. Otto-Addo didn't perform, and who was brought into the scene? We brought the white guy into the scene. The Carlos guy came into the scene, and today what has become? He's just a true reflection of this scam government who has not performed. So I am telling you that the concentration should not be on Otto-Addo. The concentration should be on the NDC government.
But let me reframe what you're saying. So the concentration should not be on the NPP, which has failed us.
Absolutely. But that is it. Don't reframe.
The concentration should be on
that is understanding.
He has said it. We were scammed with a reset.
Absolutely.
Were we not scammed with a reset?
You said
were we not
performance.
Were we not scammed with a reset?
You said poor performance.
No, but beyond that, were we not promised of a reset?
Ghanaians, what you've told us.
Were Ghanaians not promised of a reset?
Yeah, I get that.
No, were they not promised? It's a yes or no response. Were they promised?
You just told me we shouldn't be answering yes or no questions.
What are you telling me?
I'm saying to you, Senor, that you've just told us that because of poor performance,
it is not for you to tell. You all know that.
I have just told you that Ghanaians were not comfortable with the MPP.
They were not comfortable. You perform poor.
It is only when you are not comfortable that you disagree with your girlfriend and go and pick another girlfriend. That is the issue.
Not because of poor performance.
Just as you don't like your first girlfriend and you went to take another, that is the certain that you will do. That is how you have to do. So what I want to say, is that
so you're getting personal now.
Oh no, that is not personal. That's on a lighter note. So what I want to say is that, to be fair, Ghanaians have given the NDC government the mandate. You see, the red herrings, the obstruction in terms of World Bank has given you this amount of money. It is out of shame they are pushing that narrative. But as far as I remain on this platform this morning, no amount of any jargons or red herrings will fly through. And I believe that is the angle he wants to go to. So yesterday, 2 days, that's to land well. 2 days ago, I watched him on a platform where he was saying that the former minister promised that there was going to be a center that would tell us flood-prone areas and there is. But I want to assure you and tell you that has been erected, it's been installed. It is only left with final works and commissioning of the place.
Oh, the early warning system.
That's
you can't just sit down.
Don't worry him.
To look for proof from where?
That system was installed.
Go even to the former Works and Housing Minister.
Get that for me.
No, go to his Facebook wall.
You are going to look for the former.
As a researcher, what do you want me? I gather my information.
Can you look for that for me? Because you are making that.
I have made the statement from my former minister's a platform, and I'm giving you that.
Your claim is that the system was ready, early warning system for flooding.
Yes, it is left for commissioning and few installations.
Yes, so can you just get that?
How do I get? I should go and take pictures
from your.
Don't worry, I will fly the chopper to go and get those pictures for us.
Okay.
So first of all, it's not true that system was ever completed. The former minister Sobuachi only came to deceive, just like it was very evident under the Eswal administration, deception. And I'm very glad that finally, when you pushed him, he admitted that indeed they performed abysmally, hence Ghanaians voted them. That is what a sincere person does. When you do it this way, then those that are listening to you begin to give you an ear that yes, you have been truthful, you have been honest, that your government was that poor, and it's the reason that they were voted out of office. Then we go back to the issue that he raised, that Mr. Lanchamante is not compassionate, he doesn't think about the people of this country here and there. You remember when the Kita Sea coastal tidal waves happened? His flag bearer was in this country, right? He wasn't compassionate because he didn't visit the people. The mere fact that he didn't go to the area meant he wasn't so compassionate. He didn't think about the people. It does not work because, you see...
So when there was what?
When there was a tidal waves in Kita.
When there was tidal waves in Kita?
Yes.
That's where he comes from.
Yes.
But when there was tidal waves in Kita, we had the minister visiting the area.
So you are talking about Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Be so
at the time, if I recall, at the time, he was not in the country. At the time, he was not in the country.
He was in the country,
Yes, he was not in the country at the time.
So he was chilling. That even makes the matter worse.
The minister had already visited the people. What else do you want him to do? What are you telling me?
Just using your principle.
No, please. You can't go on that tangent. You can't go on that tangent. We are talking about now.
Principle.
Okay, no.
Now.
Senor, this is where you come from.
I am really sad because the government has not even shown compassion to the people of Anglo conscience.
Don't give my time to him.
The vegetable farmers,
the vegetable farmers,
their farms have been submerged in the water. Keta is submerged. Yeah, that is where I come from. And I'm a proud member.
Saying that a leader will be compassionate and go.
He wasn't compassionate.
And my leader is a compassionate leader.
People.
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, the next president of the Republic,
has not been to Keta.
He is a compassionate leader. If Dr. Bawumia can visit areas in Accra and the president can be in the air, then it tells you who is more compassionate.
So another issue. Beyond the Keta.
So don't trigger him.
No. So he has now proven that he's not compassionate.
Okay, so guys, hold on. Just hold on.
Yes.
Let's acknowledge the presence of
the late
Honorable
Honorable, is he an MP?
Lawyer Ephraim.
All right. And that's the NDC rep?
No, he's actually a private legal practitioner.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us. So please, I want you to behave from now on.
So let's go.
There's a lawyer here. So
we'll be taken to court.
Yes, if you joke, I can now take you on confidently.
You on.
Okay. So just learn from me. And then
no, but I just started to learn. No, we can't learn. So
afterwards,
the Kita issue, it displaced 3,000 people. Dr. Bawumia was not there. What about the Akosombo village? Where was he? Why didn't he go to commiserate or show compassion? You see, the very standard...
The president was there.
Oh, my goodness.
So, but let him...
You understand?
Let him finish.
So what I'm saying is that it is just...
I'll give you the time.
It is just to play on the emotions, to play on people that they feel that they are still gullible when it comes to politics by going to play to the gallery. We go and walk in the rains and say, oh, we are bringing you toiletries, water, and so on and so forth. They don't mean well. And we must bring that issue on board.
So where is Alan?
Alan is there. Alan is in this country. Alan is in Accra here.
And he can't move just
to do
100
what?
meters, 200 meters?
To go and do what?
Just to check.
Check who? The woman that was crying, who has been to the house, has Dr. Mahmoud been there? The one that was crying. Has he been there? He has no such capacity. So don't start something that you can't even finish. That's all that we are saying. We have been doing it one too many. Politics must change at a point. Now he talks about the finance ministry. He brings the issue of the World Bank here and there. And I believe that this country must begin to take a critical look at the World Bank itself. I believe they are also corrupt. If indeed the amount of work that has been done with the monies that have been extended to the Eswal administration and this administration and the reality on the ground, they are happy with it, then they are very corrupt.
Show me one audit finding that questioned anything and what happened.
My goodness, you have expended $103 million.
US dollars.
US dollars, choppable money. Then that money, out of that, they took about 22.1 million on training alone. What sort of training?
Yes, but I'm saying you don't have evidence.
What sort of training?
Is there any audit finding now pointing to the fact that something untoward
You don't need to be told about it. So long as the monies were extended. Remember, there was a background to this whole Gary project.
Yes.
The Gary project came into being because there was what we call June 3rd, 2015.
And then afterwards?
When about 150 people died, then the government of the day prepared a proposal to the World Bank. The World Bank agreed that indeed we needed to deal with it.
Yes.
So they started extending the money from 2020 onwards. The idea was to desilt, clear all those structures sideways. That was when you had a contractor.
So when that happens, you don't blame the World Bank. You blame your.
But you are. But our leaders are already there. But he was citing the World Bank and saying that the World Bank is saying there was flooding because the Ministry of Finance wasn't released. And I'm saying that if we will be truthful to ourselves, any minister that comes to meet a situation where monies were not being expended well, you will not be serving the interests of this country well if you do not restrict payment and rather do a thorough audit as to what is happening. How can you spend $103.8 million and only $11.4 million will go into actual desilting? The rest, some into consultancy, some into training, and we gave $60.8 million during COVID. Remember what they did during COVID? Money's meant for drainage, you decided to divert it into COVID, and then you started giving it to your party cronies. We have not spoken about that. It is the reason why some of us believe that we need to checkmate the past, what has happened, so that those that are in government today do not see government revenue or government
says it's all in the past now. So
which one is in the past?
What you have to go.
So we should forget about the monies that have been expended wrongly and just be concentrated today. Now what are we doing? So that these people also just do anything anyhow with our money, and when they leave, they say, oh, just concentrated on no, we don't do governance like that. We have to bring people to book. He was talking about the Paloma Nima drainage system.
That's right.
You know that contract has been cancelled as a result of poor performance, and that the government is even looking for another contractor to give to. The guy was not working. That is why you saw that those balustrade and then the roofing being there for all these years. The guy just took our money, wasn't working. The sort of governance system that we were treated to. And why would anybody come and sit here and behave? So
you're telling me you didn't see any dredging?
They haven't done anything. They should go away. What did they do?
The Paloma Strait.
Paloma.
Just a few.
My goodness, go and see. You pass the back. I normally go there. Nothing could be. So we know what has happened in this country. And that is why we believe that what happened in the past, we don't have to even revisit it. So when you see elements within the former administration trying to behave holier than thou, it hurts. They must be the last people to be creating the impression that they care. They do not care. If they cared, they would have dealt with the issues way back. Remember, we brought something we call sanitation levy. Do you remember that? Why must that be filled? For 4 years, between 2021 and 2025, we were paying 10 pesos on each liter. Anytime you bought fuel, they took sanitation levy. If you were going to do the computation, they raked in about 1.6 billion. Ask yourself what they did with that money. This country, nobody takes people on. You have taken my money to deal with issues of sanitation. As I was coming this morning, I've no here. Go and see the heaps of refuse. No proper place to us to send our refuse to. Yet we were paying sanitation money. So these people don't even be hearing them. Now to the government of the day.
Yes.
This is where you must also prove yourself that the people of this country are no more interested in charade, that you must put in place actual implementation. I hope and believe that the Ghana Armed Forces person that has come is coming to complement government's own policy. And Virginia, and it must be so clear that year one, we will do this. Year two, we will do this. So that we can all follow.
So do you want the committee to remain standing?
Which committee?
There's a task force.
Which one?
From the president.
The Standard Committee. It has to be scrapped immediately.
I agree with you.
It has to. They have no business being there. You see, we have institutions. One of the things that has worked against this country is the politicization of NADMO. You understand? NADMO, what were they doing? If you were to go to NADMO and take an audit of NADMO, it is only constituency organizers, regional organizers that have been put in
political parties.
Of political parties.
Really?
That's the truth. I tell them, I challenge them. I've been in the political circles for that long. Look, yesterday also, I don't know whether it's your station or so circle, no. When they were looking for NADMO officials to go in there and bring the bodies out, none of them could go in there. It took a bystander to get into the water and then collect the bodies. Now the guy was saying that I will take 3,000 cedis before I bring the bodies out. And I thought he should have taken 10,000 because people are paid to be doing that job. And because they are not qualified, they went there, they couldn't. Yeah. So the guy was changing. And I believe that going forward, next year, if we have to encounter such a situation, I expect such a guy to have been drafted into NADBO and given further training to help in the course.
Oh, you feel the president should reward him? But
no, he has to be employed because you see, you need people that can confront situations. The same thing with Ezanato's place. The water, if there was flooding up to certain levels, none of the NADMO guys could go in there, dive in there, and go and bring those that were affected. It took fishermen who are not members of NADMO. So what prevents NADMO from drafting such people, giving them further training, so that we can confront disaster? These are the issues or learnings that you do, because whether we like it or not, there will be flooding.
Okay.
And that the impact is what we must look at, ways and means to minimize them. Okay, and not this political jandamism that is coming from our brothers and sisters from the MPP, whom only are we even petition to find out where they got the money to be distributing this.
Yes, these are
the last time I asked them.
These are petty issues. Let me hear from some.
These are petty issues.
And Councillor, I'll give you some few minutes also if you want to have it.
It won't fly. It won't fly.
Did you experience the flooding too?
So we didn't really experience it. But then at least it's
still affected
the videos
us and all that,
because yes, and if not for anything, lectures I think were cancelled on that day, so we couldn't go to class. So that's one of the ways this flooding affected us. Yes, and for me, what I think is that the effort should be channeled to the mitigation measures. I can see the president has contacted the Ghana Armed Forces to take care of the demolitions and the rest. But then I feel it should be swift, because this is where everyone has seen that. I mean, the impact of flooding is very tremendous and all. So with that, if the demolition is to be started currently, right now, people will actually get it, as compared to they waiting and then demolition later. People will just fly. I mean, because I think the last time I saw.
So you feel we should do it now? But some say
in the president's speech. In the president's speech, you were saying something like people call them inhuman for demolition, some structures and all. Yes, but then currently, people have now seen that the impact the flooding can have on us is more tremendous than just collapsing one or two buildings. So I think
you feel we should start it now?
It should be started as soon as possible.
Not wait, because some people don't even have places to sleep as of now. So
you see, yes, I think this one, someone also suggested that at least the Accra Sports Stadium can actually be given to those who
distressed people.
I mean, yes, to accommodate them for some time, because I can see them distributing some things to them, mattresses and the rest. But then if you don't have where to put your head, it's not even needed. So I think it will really help if they are to give that structure to them, at least for a temporary
shelter or something.
Yes, to help them.
What about the National Cathedral?
Oh, okay. That site, Solo, there's a lot of.
But there's a cathedral that we could go and host all of them.
No, Solo, you know that site has. It's a construction site. You know that too well.
Looking for places.
This is one last thing. Okay, I actually want to see the relevance of the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Because
you don't see the forecast they put out on Facebook, social media.
I hardly see it, and I've been checking their Facebook account, and it's very vacant, dormant. Nothing works over there. Okay. So I think they should really work it out. And then they give another prediction that it's going to rain on Thursday, Friday, and nothing like that happened. Even in my department, we had to embark on an excursion, but then
But whatever the case, at least they've helped in some instances. At least warning people that there's a storm.
I think they should still do better. Yes.
You feel they should update their technology?
Yes, they should still do better.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. This guy, he spoke my mind.
Oh, he spoke your mind this morning. Okay.
Yeah. I was also going to talk about.
How about Solo? Solo didn't speak your mind.
I'm coming to Mr. Solo.
Oh, right. Yes.
I was also having it in my mind that why is it that Ghana Meteorological Service Department, they don't help? If they have the system in place to detect that it will rain on this day, number of hours for this day, maybe they can inform the citizens to prepare ahead of that natural disaster.
So wait, is that not that disaster? They give the info except to say that, as he's saying, maybe it's not too accurate. Is that not the case, or you feel they don't give it at all?
I think even if they say something like that, the citizens should prepare
Yeah.
Yes. And then with the disaster, there should be a national policy about it. It is high time, every time we are doing politics about it, MPP and NDC. When this party is in power, when they are faced with the problem, the opposition party would be making accusations to get votes from it.
Yeah.
It's not good. Let's tackle the matter, nationalistic matter, not MPP and NDC.
Great.
And then with regards to what Mr. Solo said, I always agree with Mr. Solo. But today, the point that you made
about
the donation that Alan or Dr. Baume should not be moving was doing some donations. I disagree with you.
That's fine.
Yes.
That's well point. Well made, but I disagree with you.
Okay, Solo, there's some more feedback.
Good morning.
Solo, you are a bit uncomfortable this morning. What's
very comfortable.
Okay,
so comfortable. Okay. So always comfortable.
Do you need coffee? Do you need?
No, it's what I do.
Okay.
All right. Thanks very much, Blessed. As a constitutional literacy advocate, I'm interested in process, not politics. Let's break this down. 335 million Ghana cedis is out. GAF is clearing waterways nationwide. That's absolutely.
They've announced that. They've not started.
They've announced that.
But your colleague wants us to start now. That's what he's saying. Yes.
All right. That's absolutely welcome.
Yeah.
But Article 187 of the 1992 Constitution gives the Auditor General oversight to gives the Auditor General oversight of exactly this kind of public spending. And Article 35 of the 1992 Constitution again. The Article 35 of the 1992 Constitution monitors or gives introduction to, what is it called?
Oh, no, just make the point. There's a lawyer here to help us, to guide us. So just go ahead. Yes.
All right. Article 35 gives what is it called?
Just summarize what you want.
Okay, it breaks down to fairness.
Yes.
So just like the minority fairness concern matters constitutionally. So the question is, I just want to know which ways accountability will be held when the money is gone.
Yeah.
Like which ways will the money be going?
Can we ensure that? Okay, we'll put that to him shortly. You can come through with your point as well. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think he also just said my mind here. I was actually thinking about how the money will be, distributed fairly with transparency. You see, as Mr. Solo said, from the interview that the lady held, yes, they said the money is fine, but how are they going? They should give it to honest people. Yes, that's what the video said.
You feel when it goes into the hand of some other people, they'll spend the money.
It will get missing.
The money missing. You say, be fair to the individual.
No,
you don't trust people at all. You have trust issues.
It will vanish into the system. We will not. We will hear that. Yeah, the money has been distributed, but at the end of the day,
you won't see where
it will not come down to the ordinary people. Yeah, me actually currently I live at Kisama. But I'm a student at UG. So it's really affected us. That day they cancelled all the classes. Yeah. And you see, full week, and because of the holiday too, we didn't go for classes and all that. So I have one mother too at Sober Down. You see the flooding. I think their area is very it's
gone.
In fact, it entered like half of the room.
Yeah.
The mattresses and everything. We had to wash the place and everything. I think they should do an immediate action. They should take, like my boss just said right now, they should do something with immediate effect. They shouldn't hold on, and at the end of the day, you see, the policy will even get missing in the process. Yes.
So something should be done now.
Something should be done. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Should we take the last one or? Okay, so we'll come back to you then. Council, the point about the law, he was just pointing to some accountability mechanisms within the law. Senor doesn't want to hear about accountability this morning.
Are you sure?
No, I'm sorry.
Is that what I told you on this platform?
You said we should focus on what's happening now.
Did I say that I was evading accountability? I am one person
who loves accountability.
Okay. And I think that if you check the records, I have.
But we should scrutinize the 300 million more. That's what he said.
He doesn't believe in accountability.
I want us to scrutinize it, and I think that
he doesn't believe in accountability.
Ora must see to it that anyone who has embezzled any fund, if they think so, they should get a person.
Okay. Council, what's the position of the law then in terms of the opportunities for scrutinizing some of these mitigation funds that's being disbursed now?
No, so I think, like the gentleman said, of course, so far as it's public funds, then the public is interested in how the money will be used. And two major institutions that can do that will be the Auditor General and Parliament, right? I think over the years, Parliament is a political body, and so politics must play in there. But when it comes to such matters that affect both sides of the political divide, I think parliamentarians should be able to come together.
You feel they have an upper hand as compared to the Auditor General, for instance?
No, the Auditor General also has an upper hand because he is an apolitical person and his institution is more apolitical. But I think in issues like this, Parliament, the gravitas Parliament has, to ensure that, like, hold people before them and ensure that the monies are used for the right purposes. It's one that I think this Parliament must really look into. And I trust the Speaker. The Speaker is someone that I have followed closely on some of these issues. So I hope that Parliament and the Auditor General would actually watch.
There's a challenge I have with the Public Accounts Committee. Because it looks like it's reactionary. They don't really get ahead of time because obviously because of the process, they must rely on the Auditor General's report. Is that grounded in law or is just a process that we've become used to?
No. So like you said, they are waiting for the Auditor General's report. And I think the reason why the issue has gone on for some time is because when they do their inquiry, which is really very political, the hard part of the work must still be done by the Auditor General. The Constitution allows the Auditor General to surcharge people who have used public funds in some unallowed ways.
Regardless of the timeline?
Yes,
so even if you were in office 8 years ago, 7 years ago,
yes.
we can still go... The Auditor General can go retrospect and surcharge you? Exactly. Is that possible?
Yes. They have done it recently. Africa gives that the full
exactly. Yeah. So I think the Auditor General over the past have not really utilized that power. So, and I think they should be encouraged to do that. But whether it's a politician or someone serving in a state institution, when there is a report that shows that public funds were not expended on the right projects, the Auditor General should be able to surcharge that person and then get the money from that person. And I think on those tangents, the Auditor General should be able to work even together with the Attorney General on some of these things to get our monies back. So this money for flooding, we have to make sure that it is utilized well. If we don't take care, June next year will come, we'll experience the same thing, we'll release more money, and then the small money we have in our coffers to do other things will be spent on things that we could have addressed even before they happen.
We say congratulations to the new Auditor General. First female.
I don't believe in female or male.
Okay, Solo, it's okay. It's time for... Solo, don't do that.
But remember the June 3rd, 2015...
You should congratulate the first female Auditor General. That's what we should do.
I will congratulate her as having been appointed as
what? By the President.
But the sex doesn't matter to me.
The gender doesn't matter.
The gender. What matters to me is the person that can do. If all women, it's only women that can help resolve Ghana's problem, I'm for it. If it's all men, I mean, what is the point in putting women there? Said that time ago, was still not a woman that we are talking about.
So the point about
in this country,
what we are seeing now, can individuals seek any remedy at all by way of compensation, asking the courts to enforce negligence, I don't know if it's fair, on the part of any of the state institutions, say NADMO or maybe the presidency? Is that enforceable?
It's something that can be done. And I think in any other jurisdiction by now, we would have seen cases filed because there are a number of ways by which flooding occurs. And I've been following the news and I think we have not really paid attention to that.
we know that in June, July, that time, there is going to be intensive rainfall. So there's likely to be flooding. Now, there are people who have built in waterways. We are tired of those comments every year that we come and say that, well, a lot of people are built in waterways, and then we leave the buildings to be there. So if there were buildings in waterways last year, and the state knew about this, and the state did not do anything about it, the state has slept on its duty. Remember, the flooding did not only go into houses built in waterways. There are people who are built in genuine places, that by reason of the building...
certified places.
Exactly. Yeah. They experience these flooding. So the question is, one, who gave permits for the building in the flood-prone areas to go on? Is the state. So the states must take responsibility for that. Now, we have a history where every year in June, July, we have this flooding. What did the state do about it in this year to prevent that? And we have been told that in the past, the World Bank has made money available to Ghana to address some of these issues. What has the government done with that? So there is a real case available for anyone or groups of persons who have been affected by this.
Which can practically be enforced.
Yes, which can practically be enforced.
So anyone affected, if I'm able to demonstrate, as long as I'm able to demonstrate that, well, I live in a certified area, and I demonstrate to the courts that the flood came not as a result of just the rain, but because of someone else building, you can get some money from the courts?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Really? Is that possible?
You have your facts. Exactly.
Yeah.
So first you have the facts, and establish that the state is culpable in this by failing to do what it's supposed to do. And there is litany of information out there on what the state could have done. Right, and the state cannot explain it away by saying that, oh, it was raining. Because the president says the level of rainfall we had is beyond the average for the year. Yeah, so the president has said that. That's why in cases like this, it is usually good for there to be many plaintiffs. Right. This morning I was listening to someone speak about the flooding in UK recently. Yes, and the flooding in Ghana,
Japan, even Kentucky.
Yeah,
a couple of days ago.
Yeah, there's flooding in all of these places, and Ghana will continue to experience flooding. But we have to ask ourselves, what heightens the harms that we face when there is flooding? And you realize that most of those issues cannot be the same as what happens in our jurisdiction. In Britain, it will not be because people are built in waterways. Right? It would also not. So when you look at some of these considerations, then you can make a case that in Ghana's circumstance, it is not just the rain that fell on that day, no matter the level, could proactive action by state institutions, for instance, have addressed this issue. I was having a discussion with someone on Facebook at that time about a comment one of them made about Ghana Meteorological Department, for instance. And I mentioned that if they knew it was going to rain, for instance, and they put on their Twitter handle or their Facebook handle, let's assume they even did that. How many people in Accra are on Twitter and social media? So there must be a continuity of state institution action. So there must be Ghana Meteorological Service that will be able to take the matter to some institution that will publicize it better in Accra. Services. Exactly. So if we don't go through that whole chain to ensure that the information reaches the ordinary Ghanaian, the state is not being proactive on these things. And anybody who is affected can take the government on. That the government and the state institution did not take those measures that would ensure that they'll protect the ordinary Ghanaian.
I'm acting surprised because over the years, we've never seen any individual attempt that. Maybe it's because citizens feel they're also complicit in this.
No. And again, it comes back to the same point, right?
Is it not going to be, court processes, it might... So are you interested in going to court? Because this will take years to enforce, to say that...
Even with the June 3rd, we know they are yet to get their funding.
Yes, they are funding. So
I don't think they went through a court process. You see, the court process, I usually don't agree that court processes take that long. We have seen circumstances where courts have made decisions in 3 months, in 4 months, right? And we have to also make the point that, like I said, when you look at flooding in Accra, you can never say that it is only those who dump refuse in gutters that face those issues. Government or no state institution can say that because citizens are complicit, they can rain it on our responsibility.
the state must make those who are engaging in this unlawful practice culpable. Yeah. It is the duty of the state to ensure that these things don't happen, so that those who are not complicit are well protected. So there is no court, in my view, that will say that because there are some section of Ghanaians who dump refuse, then all people in Accra are also culpable. If you're able to demonstrate the government has not done anything in that regard, the government is going to respond.
Can this include families of, some bodies are being retrieved?
Yes, definitely. It will include them. So I believe they have to come together.
Class action.
A class action. Have people who are not just lawyers, but have people who understand how flooding occurs, how impact of flooding actually occurs, and the harms that have come out of, do proper assessment and present a report as part of their case to the court. Any court that reads that document, that the government is complicit or the state is complicit, and will provide some compensation. And also we must know that if we go through the court process, there are processes for execution. So when the court says that the government must provide compensation for these people at the tune of, let's say, 50 million Ghana cedis, you are allowed through the execution process to sell state properties, actually, to recoup the money.
Oh, you can attach state properties?
Yes, you can attach state properties to do that. So if those...
But he was just talking about June 3. Some of the people are still... I don't think they've even been paid...
No, they are in court. They are still in court.
Yeah.
They are still in court.
Yeah, in court. I look at them...
Because that should be a long time. They've still not been paid.
Yeah, so those who file the action must make sure the lawyers who are on the case are proactive, right? Because sometimes not just the judges. I am a lawyer, and I can say this. Sometimes it's the lawyers also. A lawyer may take a case, may go to court, seek adjournment,
that's why I was raising the point about how long court processes can be. 11 years, well, maybe they might not have. In the beginning parts of it, they were hopeful that government will bring the cash. Yeah. But if you go to court, then the expectation, and that's the criticism about our court processes. Yeah. It will be winding and you may never get the funds.
So let me also say this, and I usually advise clients on this. On issues like this, there are two ways you can go about it. You can go by a normal rate action, right? And normal rate actions usually can be prolonged, right? But this is a huge human rights action. And our Constitution itself, and Article 33, provides a simple mechanism of going through human rights actions by a simple application, which should not take that long. And so if you followed human rights actions closely, you can use the Achimota, the Rasta, the guy I forgot his name. Magai. Magai's case was decided in a very short time because it was a human rights action. And our courts have said in a number of cases, FEDIAC as an example, that those applications are expected to be expedited. So this class action can be a human rights action. On the part of all those who have suffered, have lost their homes, have lost their jobs, they can come together and file that kind of action.
Yeah. And the team is just helping us with this woman, who was even crying. I mean, looking at the level of distraction, are we sure government can really pay up these people?
That is if her property is also not
waterway.
Yeah. You understand. Yeah. And it even comes back to the point that he was making, that an assembly would have given the permits. Exactly. Based on what did you give such a permit?
So who should be sued here? The local assembly or the central government?
No, so it's a local assembly. A local assembly. Yes, must.
In this to government.
In this statement, you usually will add the Attorney General. So the Attorney General will be there to be the
way out of this.
So, Blessed, I think you and I should support the people of the voter region. You and I should support the people of voter region, particularly those from Angolo, Keta.
You're bringing this issue up again. So
we have to make sure. Oh, right. You're supposed to come to me. I mean, those who have been affected by the flood.
I have to raise that issue for you.
What we are going to do is to make sure that we put all of them together. Government have to give them
a better
compensation.
When is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia going there, by the way?
In due course. So he's taking his time. But I think that you were going to give me...
No, we need to...
No, but you gave him two
Okay, so just
a brief one on the issue of accountability for the 350 money that will be disbursed. And he talked about the fact that government preparedness sometimes, and he also talked about the fact that some monies were diverted into COVID and all of that. I think that, Solo, you should stop on that tangent trying to, push this.
But I was stating the fact of
with the greatest of respect, please.
You see, he was referring to the Auditor General.
I get what he said, but that amount of money was approved by the World Bank as a result of the crisis we're going through. Don't forget that in the last 8 years, the NPP government went through massive crisis, but we were able to contain all of this. The COVID was one of them. The Russia-Ukraine war was one of them. Okay. So there were a lot of things that we were able to contain. Now fast forward. We were even told recently by the World Bank that The current finance minister even withdrew 10 million.
Not divert.
I corrected myself.
Okay.
Removed, withdraw $10 million US for an emergency situation. And now they are now bringing it back. So, you see, when there are crises, you would have to fall on contingency fund, or you have to seek for permission. He did a sweep. Yeah. Thanks for that correction. Yes, so, for me, I think that narrative we should not. I corrected, please. Okay. I corrected it.
It's okay.
Now, on the part of accountability, I am in for accountability. Yeah. And one of the things I want to push for is to see to it that the disbursement of this money, we have to publish every household that is receiving these funds. We must publish.
Oh, so you support the young lady?
Yes, 100%. Let us publish it in the dailies. There should be a website created. Do you know why I'm saying that? When we are able to publish, it is able to help us to track whether indeed the individual that is benefiting actually went through that. Yeah. So that we will not end up giving monies to political chronics. So that is one thing I want us to look at. Again, I am also of the view that a lot of the people are displaced. I spoke to a friend yesterday who works in a bank who told me that everything of it. She lives around Alajo. Right. And she told me that everything of hers, and the painful aspect is that the mother cannot walk. And the bank is asking them that they should all move to, there was a communicator, all those working with that bank, they should move to their bank quarters in Teshi. Then I asked myself, if I'm in Kaswa, and my mom or my child is not well, I'm in Alajo. So we should all move to that place. And now be coming on daily basis to the site to do what? We need to look at these things very well. Then on the part of the preparedness of the government, there is one key thing we cannot take out of our conversation. I think that the preparedness of the task force they've not done nothing. On that note, I want to side with the minority core and side with my brother that they should be scrapped off.
The government task force.
The government task force. Okay. That is the Stand-Dogbe-led committee. I think that they should be scrapped off because it is a non-starter to have that committee in place, and now we are forming another committee that is now going to lead the cleaning up of the flood situation. If this committee had done its work properly, I don't think that we should be...
looking at the composition of that committee, I wonder what the problem is, right?
So the composition of that committee...
Because just look at this. You have the local government minister, you have NADMOD in there, you have someone from the presidency in there. So it's more of all of the institutions.
So let me tell you, the composition of the committee itself is flawed.
But these are
it's flawed on the basis
responsible for dealing with.
It's flawed on the basis of professionalism. Why am I saying that? If you have Stand-Dogbe, who is the deputy chief of staff, his professional background is communication. That is why you see him go into the air with the president. Hold on.
When you say that,
no, I am telling you that. You see, we need engineers. Hold on. When I land, you come in.
But just hold on that part. This is. The deputy chief of staff. Look at the capacity.
Oh no! Please, spare me that. You see,
in charge of operations.
What I want us to understand.
What's the role of the
deputy chief of staff? The role of the deputy chief of staff. It is no means an appointment, but one thing you have to understand that he's hold on, I'm talking. He's in charge of what? Operations. What it means is that every operational activities in the country, he does what? He takes reports
and coordinates.
No.
So why would you say that individual is not relevant?
Can you allow me to land, please? Yeah. Now, in taking those operational reports, there is so much work at his hand. His hand is full. Now, this is a man who travels every now and then with the president. We don't even see him on the ground. The only time we see Stand-Dogbe is either he comes to throw jabs on Facebook or he's in the chopper with the president. Now, I'm saying that his professional background is communication and branding. Two.
No, when you say that, I'm taking offense because that's my industry as well.
I am talking about committee that has
communication space.
No, that is not the case. That is not the case. I am saying that
A committee that has been formed that has to do with issues of engineering. We need engineers on that committee.
But there's a political will you need as well.
So is the political will okay? We've had a political actors and they failed us. We have Marita Bri, who is a legal professional. What legal basis has she contributed to the whole thing?
Okay, well,
now, we have Kenneth, who is a business manager or a business administrator.
That's the housing minister for Christ's sake.
That is fair. Then we have a representative of the Ghana Armed Forces. That is fair. We have NADMO. That is fair. Interior Minister, is there any representative over there?
Asensu Puachi was our Works and Housing Minister.
Was there any committee? Was there any committee of that nature? Was there any committee? Tell me, was there any committee?
Can you hold on?
Did we create any funny committee like that?
Question.
Did we create any committee like that? You see, let us not bring red herring.
Can I ask you the question?
What I want us to say and agree on this platform is that the committee.
We don't have time. I'm saying Asensu Puachi was our Works and Housing Minister.
Exactly.
Was he a flood expert or something?
Are we talking about Works and Housing Minister? We are talking about a committee.
But you have a Works and Housing Minister.
When you said so, I said that is fine. So you see, you cannot do those things with me. When you said Works and Housing, I said that is fine.
So I'm saying.
And I'm saying I am dealing with members of the committee.
Precisely what I'm saying.
And I'm talking about engineering background. Does Estandobe have an engineering background? Is Marita Bri having an engineering background?
Was Asensu an engineer?
He is not engineer, but for the father, he is represent the ministry. That is why Kenneth is also that.
That's the same principle.
And when you mentioned the Western House, what did I say? I said that is fine, true of us.
So if you,
I said fine. That is. Is that not what I said?
So if you're extending that principle to the committee, you will then realize that these people are drawn from all of the sector agencies.
And I'm telling you that there is still something lacking within the committee. Okay. There is something lacking. You have the Western Housing Minister. You have the local government minister. What have they done? What have these two core ministries, what have they contributed to the committee? The people have failed. Let us point it out to them. Let us not sit here and just feel that we can throw words about and feel that, no, your former minister. No, the truth of the matter is that they were given a mandate, and the mandate was that produce reports on flood areas. Give us areas that are flood zones. Let there be demolition. None of these reports were out. Were they given funding? We are not told. Were they able to execute one project? We are not told. The only time we got to know of them was they being in the air.
Sonia, you are good in taking up action against the government. You are Shraj already. Maybe would you want to take this one up as well?
Like I just told you,
are you going to
I am saddened for the good people of the Anglo, Keta, and Volta region. So what it means is that when I get back after this engagement, I'm going to consult few people. And I will make sure that I fight for the people of the Volta region, particularly Anglo, Keta, Akachi South, those whose farm lands and their households were submerged in the water. We will make sure that we resort to the right courtesies to see to it that government actually come to their aid.
So just wrap up for me, because we need to hear about
don't think about the people of Keta.
What do you mean by I don't think about the people of Keta? Are you in my mind?
I brought the issue of Keta.
Oh, so what?
His flag bearer did not see the need to visit Keta. All of a sudden he has...
forget it.
Number two, I agree that those that will be benefiting from the relief items or the
300 million,
they have to be published.
But I'm not sure all of the 300 million.
You've done well. You've done well.
I'm not sure that all that money is going into...
No, so the actual amount that will be going to them, we have to be made aware, because,
Published?
Because, you see, COVID, we were taken for a ride. That was when they said they cooked 54 million Ghana cedis, and none of us got something to even eat. Yet, we were told. That was African when... Games, COVID, during COVID itself, they said they cooked for people to eat, and it costed them 54 million, only to be told by Felicia Tete in the northern region that MPP were taking money. So it is, I am with him on that it has to be published. Again, I am saying that the committee has to be scrapped, because, you see, already we have the institutions in place. Or if the local government was doing this work very well.
So is this just not a committee?
No, but if the local government was doing this work well, if the Works and Housing Ministry was doing this work well, and if NADMO had not been politicized, what else would this committee be doing? Because we agree that no matter what we do, there will be flooding. It's the impact of it, that is what we are discussing. And that impact is the reason why we have NADMO. If you went to the US, we have what we call FEMA. You understand? Yeah. The president has not put in place a committee to be dealing with FEMA here and there. Because FEMA is well represented, all those that matter in disaster management are there, they are able to deal with Katrina.
He's also arguing that some of the individuals that lack the technical capacity.
I'm not even going there. The point is that let the institutions work. Let us select the right personnel to be filling, what do you call it, NADMO and Co. A while ago, I was telling him why his leader shouldn't have gone on the field. Was he an engineer to be touring the flood-prone areas? We are talking about engineers.
This is incompassionate.
You understand? It's not about compassion. We are talking about reality. We like doing petty politics with everything. Simple issue that they move in.
You are incompassionate.
Go and show face with their bloggers that as if they care. They don't care. It's the reason why the general consensus here, people seem not to have confidence in politicians. What have they been discussing? They are not too sure whether or not the money will actually end up in the right hands. And it must be a source of concern.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can we now talk about former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo? Let's do that. Counsel, so let's understand what's happening, and now we need a lot of education from you on this. Is this the end of the road for the former Chief Justice? And because I'm looking at the processes and how it's ending from the, is it commission or committee level, the constitutional committee that was set up. Then the president took his decision. She challenged that. Vincent Assefuwa also challenged that. Some individuals and civil society groups also challenged that. The Supreme Court decided to consolidate the matters. Even before the decision will be made on that, I think the ECOWAS Court was way ahead of our decision here at the Supreme Court. So is that the end of it? Because where else would you go apart from these court systems? Okay, so the answer is both yes and no. So the Supreme Court, for instance, is the final court, okay, and also the final appellate court. So usually when the Supreme Court speaks, there is no appeal after the Supreme Court makes its finding. Similarly, the ECOWAS Court also, per the laws that create the ECOWAS Court, the decision of the ECOWAS Court cannot be appealed. But in the... Oh, you can't appeal that? You can't. Once you are done, that's it? Yes, that's it. So that's the general position of the law. However, the law also recognizes that the court, whether it's the Supreme Court or the ECOWAS Court, being a court made up of human beings and cases presented to them by human beings, there is a possibility that their decision may need to be re-looked at subsequently. Yeah. So whilst the law does not provide an avenue for appeal for our Supreme Court and the ECOWAS Court also, per the law that creates it, both courts have what we call a review jurisdiction, by which the courts can review the decision that they have made, right? However, the law guards the review process more jealously. So in Ghana, for instance, the number of cases that we have seen points to the fact that there must be some special circumstances, like special circumstances that may have occasioned some miscarriage of justice, and it must be in the interest, of the public, for instance, in the interest of justice, for the court to revisit the matter that was brought before the judgment that was given. Yeah, since you're talking about exceptional circumstance, the former Attorney General, before the decision of this court, gave notice that he wasn't going to represent the former Chief Justice any longer. The new lawyer, we're told by our court correspondents and reporters there, then pleaded with the courts that, well, they feel there are some problems there that ought to be ironed out before the decision be made. Yet the court dismissed all of that. Could that be an exceptional grounds for which Gertrude Torkornoo could again ask for a review? Is that possible? I don't think so. And that is not to say that it's not possible. All potentialities for review is closed upon here. But on that particular issue, because when I understand what happened, it was clear that it was at the time when the court had already heard the parties, right? And if you look at the Supreme Court rules, for instance, the CI-16, the CI-16 says that the plaintiff starts the case by filing a statement of case together with his or her writ, or file the writ first, and I think 7 days after you file your statement of case. When that is done, the respondent, or the defendant, in this case, has 14 days to file
their statement of case. So when they are done, we move into filing what we call a memorandum of issues. When the parties are able to file their memorandum of issue, whether jointly or individually, the court has the discretion to, one, hear oral arguments, or to ask the parties to write again written arguments. It's a discretionary avenue available to the court. The court can decide that it won't hear orally. When the parties appear the next day, it's adjourned for judgment, right? So in this case, the court had adjourned for judgment, right? And that was around the time that I think the former Attorney General decided that he was withdrawing his response. And I think the courts even did not allow the withdrawal because of how it was done, right? So in that moment, it would be very difficult to make a case that the refusal of the courts to allow a new lawyer to now want to be heard.
So you're saying Godfrey Dami did not successfully withdraw?
Yes.
On record?
Yes. On the day I was in court.
Should that be granted, or should it be taken by a lawyer? Say, if I don't, because we're speaking to Frank Davis the other day. He says, you can't force me to an employment with a client. If I want to leave, I should be able to leave. Do you need the court to grant you, that permission to leave, to walk off?
So I am very certain the issue Senior Frank Davis was speaking about will be different from this. Okay. You see, in this case, the court's position on that day was that there is a procedure for lawyers to withdraw from a case, right? And you have to know that when your client takes you up as his or her lawyer, you have a duty to the client. So that when you are withdrawing, the client must know you are withdrawing. Right. So I think on that day, the court's view was that the notice of withdrawal had not been sent to the former Chief Justice. So she didn't even know that her lawyer was withdrawing.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
so it appears that the lawyer was taking a separate action. She wasn't also aware.
Exactly.
So you must prove that indeed you've notified your...
Exactly. So it should be clear that has been done. Because if that is not done, for example, the court is giving you some time to write maybe your written submission or some other document you presented to the court, it's probable that your client will not have representation. Right. So if you're going to withdraw, then your clients must know, right? But even if the court had granted that, because the court was adjourning for judgment, and there is nothing a lawyer was supposed to file again, right? You cannot rely on that as the basis to make a claim that there has been grave miscarriage of justice, right? For the court to now grant you the opportunity to review the judgment. So that's why I think on that issue alone, it will be difficult to make a case for review. But there may be other circumstances where the CJ can look at, and then she and her lawyers can say that, okay, based on these other grounds, we want to seek review, either at the court of the Supreme Court itself, or even at the ECOWAS Court. The ECOWAS judgments also, their additional protocol provides, I think, Rule 54 or so, provides some leeway for you to seek review, right? But that is also guarded very jealously. So
you must show, just show that evidence. But what's been on my mind for quite some time now is the fact that this is the former Chief Justice we're talking about, someone who was at the apex, running the entire judicial system. Why do we have her own colleagues, who are now maybe former colleagues, disagreeing with her so much? I mean, is there not something, well, I don't want to say something questionable so that the court doesn't come for me. But many of us who are outside, watching the court processes, we need more education on that. That she's supposed to be the best, or not the best necessarily, but the one running the system. And yet her own colleagues now would disagree. She brings her process. And they seem to be doing a unanimous, if not entirely, but a lot of them seem to be dismissing some of the claims.
Okay, so
is that usual? Is that?
No, it's very common, right? There are a number of Supreme Court justices with their different jurisprudential or philosophical leanings, right? And so on a lot of matters, they will disagree. Now, even when they agree, the routes to arriving at their agreement can be very different. Right. And we also have to know, especially on this case, the issue before the Supreme Court is not really whether the committee's conclusion was accurate. Right.
Composition.
It's a number of issues. Right. How it was composed, the establishment of a prima facie case, right? So there is very possible that there may be judges on the Supreme Court who may agree with the Chief Justice that her removal was untoward. It's very possible. Right. But the issue before them is not whether the removal was untoward.
Okay.
The issue before them is whether her rights were respected then, whether they followed the constitutional process.
So they're looking more at the procedure, the constitutional.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the procedure may be accurate, but if the issue of whether she should be removed brought before the judges, they may be different. It may be different. But the constitution does not allow the judges to make that determination, right? So much so that even if the Supreme Court had found that there were breaches of those procedures, the Supreme Court could not substitute its own decision to say that the Chief Justice should not be removed and must continue as Chief Justice. There would be the need
no court has a power to do that.
No court will be able to do that.
So it's solely an executive
Exactly.
process.
It's that committee established under Article 146 that can determine whether the Chief Justice should be removed or not. So I'm sure there are judges who will disagree. I think previously when there was an injunction application against her, I think
the former Chief Justice Sophia Kufuor has also
exactly, though she's not on the bench. Exactly. So it clearly tells you that in the minds of all the judges, there may be differences. But the issues that were presented to them, I think that may be the reason why they all agree that on these issues, we think due process was followed. But they may differ on whether she should be removed or she should not be removed.
So basically, she can't challenge anything now to say, well, my removal wasn't, like, you have to restore me. There's no remedy in the law for such a person?
So that there is, that is...
So the committee's decision is final. It cannot be challenged, it cannot be questioned, it cannot be struck out, nothing can happen.
So the committee's decision can be challenged. So Article 23 of our Constitution allows administrative bodies and bodies that are engaging in what the committee actually engaged into to follow due process, not to be biased, all of that, right? So it clearly tells you that if she's able to demonstrate one of those, then clearly the committee's decision can be quashed. But the point I was making earlier is that when the committee decision is quashed, a court cannot make the decision for that committee. So, for example, if she was not granted fair hearing, it does not mean the Supreme Court can assume the jurisdiction to now hear the merits of the removal. Exactly. That must go back to the committee. The committee is the only body, the committee in Article 146 is the only body that is able to do that.
If the court had found that the committee was not properly constituted, could there have been a reversal?
Yes, then the court would have quashed the decision of the committee.
So which means the president would have to start the process again.
Constitutes and that is what the former Chief Justice lawyers sought to do. So you see that they challenged the issue of establishing the prima facie case, that the president should have sent notice of the petition to the Chief Justice before the president and the Council of State determine the prima facie case. If the court had agreed with them, the court would have then quashed everything the committee had done. And the president would have to start by sending the petition to the Chief Justice before the whole process commences. Right? So that's why they were challenging the process, the procedure by which the committee engaged in this work. They are saying that there should have been regulations that will regulate the establishment of the prima facie case and how the committee went about. If the court had agreed with them, then the court would have quashed the decision, and then the president and the council of it would have to start the process all over again. But it wouldn't defeat the petition that had been filed. The committee, properly now constituted, would have to look into the petition.
What happens to, and I'll come to you, Solo, I know you want to have a bite. What happens to Gertrude Torkornoo as of now? Is she reappointable? Like, I'm using that word in a context. Is that possible? That this current president or even a future president may say, well, I'm bringing you back to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
No, not reinstatement.
I'm also looking at it.
Okay, he's possibly adding reinstatement. So let me add that.
Real reappointment.
Yeah, reappointment or reinstatement, as he wants us to look at.
So it's one of the very gray areas. Our constitution is very silent on that. So on this, I'm not speaking really about law. Right. I'm speaking about like my personal view on this. And I think that is impossible. I think it is impossible because to be a judge, especially a justice in this country, the law provides not just the legal qualification, the number of years you've been a lawyer and the number of years you've been at the bar.
The moral.
The law also requires that there must be some moral connotation to that. And I think, although the process in appointing justices has some political way through it where someone may circumvent the threshold of moral high ground, difficult. So on Mr. Senyor's position, she can't be restated.
Okay,
right?
reinstatement out, reappointment.
The reappointment is going to be very grey.
Right.
It would not just be about the law. It could be done. The president can come in, reappoint.
Yeah, reappointment, but not reinstatement.
Yeah, it will be.
What bearing? Yes. Okay. Yes.
What of a situation whereby there is another call for maybe a review of the processes that she went through? Let's say my party comes to power, a different government comes to power. There's another petition.
So they'll come down
for a review of what has happened.
Yes.
So that is impossible to be done. The way Article 146 is couched, you see, it does not even provide the right of appeal. Article 146 is couched in a way that seeks to trust the committee that will do its work. Even though I believe 146 must be looked at, but those who drafted 146 took the view that you have to trust the outcome of that.
So once it's taken, the president is being bound.
Exactly. Yes. Such that unless you're able to demonstrate some procedural irregularities, the decision cannot be reviewed by even the president. It is bound. So that's why the president cannot be reinstated, right? But the key thing is that if there is a new government that wants to appoint the former Chief Justice, the law is not very settled on that. And it's not just take the law. It will take politics of it also, how Ghanaians will view it. And I'm very certain someone will challenge it in the Supreme Court.
If reappointment happens, and I'm just, and probably because we don't have all of the time, if reappointment happens, can that route be used to reappoint her as Chief Justice?
Definitely it will be possible. Definitely it will.
So she can come back? If the NPP wins,
I won't say that she can or she can't, but it's one that there is some possibility because of the grey.
But it won't happen through reinstatement, but through reappointment.
Yes.
Because the law is very grey on that. So which means that, Senor, you're smiling. Solo. Which means that if the NPP wins,
I never said so, please.
That's what Senor is saying.
It's not true. I am right here.
They will reappoint her.
I never said so.
And make her Chief Justice.
Blessed, I never said so.
Okay, the possibility is there.
I never said so.
All right. So we must understand that what got the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice out, was 21 issues of misbehavior and 4 issues of incompetence. That's what we are dealing with. It was these that the prima facie case was established, and based on which the committee found that, yes, indeed, she was culpable in those sense. So if a future government comes and says that in spite of she being incompetent, because that was one of the grounds that it was identified for her removal, in spite of the fact that when she was the Chief Justice, she misbehaved, and still, who wants to do that? Which government?
It can be done. I mean, as easy
anyway,
as that.
The United Party will not be taking incompetent personalities and people that misbehaves in office.
Yeah, but the likelihood of having the NPP has been in power before. Looking at the votes Dr. Baumia has, if they come to power and decide to take that route,
I'll be in court immediately. I'll be in court.
But the lawyer just says there's a grey area.
That grey area is what I will be in court. You see, the point is that Article 146, people say they have problems. It's a beautiful provision. I love it. It must remain so.
No changes.
Why must we change it? Why must we change? You see, unless people want to tell us that we will not have any Chief Justice or any heads of institutions that will misbehave. It must be there. And nobody must think that it must be very difficult to be removing a Chief Justice, difficult to remove a president, if they misbehave, we must remove them. That is the only way our democracy can survive. The person that took the petition, the 3 petitions that went, the one that they considered Daniel Ofori's own, he raised critical issues. Don't travel with a husband, you travel. Who does that? Now in our country, when matters come like this that are grievous, we use emotions. No, it doesn't work with me. It has to be dealt with according to the law. After all, we have been told by the former Chief Justice that the law is the law. So what else are we looking at? She went to the ECOWAS court. ECOWAS said no. She went to the Supreme Court. They said no. What else? We have to move on. Loretta Lamte.
Should we consider some compensation for her? Because now the understanding I have is that she may be losing some entitlements.
I don't know whether it is within the law. If the law says that by virtue,
you think that we shouldn't be hard on
no,
her?
if the law says that by virtue of you being removed from office, you don't deserve a dime, why must you give her a dime?
But she served this country. I mean, you just want to...
So the point is that if you're working with an institution and you go and steal, and then you are sacked.
Which she hasn't done. But
no, I'm using it. If you go, let me put it this way, if you go and do something that is against the regulations of the institution, and you have even worked 50 years, and they say, no, for this you have been dismissed from the place. Are you entitled to something? That is what we have.
Yeah, but should we give us something? At least, I mean, you don't want to have a former chief justice.
That was why some of us, right from the beginning, you know my position on this matter. When I saw the petition, my small village advice was that, madam, resign and negotiate your exit. I said it on countless occasions. But you had the lawyer that was running away from the matter. What's the name? Godfrey Dami. Last minute, he was running away from the issue. They were the ones immediately fighting all over.
But he wasn't running away.
But he went to court to withdraw. Are you not running away? The woman wasn't even aware. He was running from the woman. And this is becoming one too many with MPP lawyers. Remember, and the appeal could be so too. Last minute.
Stop this.
Then you are running away.
Stop
People must not be doing that. Give the right advice. If the matter is not right, tell the woman that, madam, we have the right to go to court, but some of these things, let's do otherwise. We would have been saved the trouble.
So compensation or no compensation for her?
Well, I think that will be within the remit of the law because...
oh, really? Are you sure?
Because the law is very...
She's spoken about this herself at a press conference, remember?
I am saying something. That will be within the remit of the law. That's the law gives us that mandate that when you are removed from office, you should be compensated.
I don't think in her case, because the process has already started. Yes.
She was removed from office. So we need to look at it from the...
You feel something should be done for her?
You see, if I'm to look at it from the common sense side and human sentiment part, I want to say that I think something...
But let's find out that Charlotte Osei was giving something.
But from the law...
Was Charlotte Osei giving something?
But from the point of...
That was the point.
Oh, can you allow me?
No, you are just doing...
But from the point of law, I think that a lot will have to be looked at. That is my part.
Whatever the case, you want her to still receive her pension?
I am saying that if I want to look at it from human sentiment point of view, I would want to probably appeal that they should compensate her looking at the...
Do you think President Mahama should do that?
Well, that is left for him to, to do. But within the law, it's going to be very tedious to say that she's being compensated as far as she's been removed from the office. But you see, this case of her removal, he said something in terms of appointment of judges or justices which have some political connotation.
Yes.
Right from the very onset, we should bear in mind, I don't want to even look at it and be doing mathematics, this and that. Right. What we need to understand is that her removal has a political tone, because this was said prior to the 2024 election, and it is just something that has been confirmed after they've won the election in Ada, when the president at the time, as an opposition leader, visited the NDC lawyers at their conference. He made this very categorically.
He will remove the chief justice.
He made this, please. He made this very categorically. So it is something that we think that it is a promise made, promise fulfilled of removing the chief justice. That notwithstanding,
someone in the NDC said they were going to remove the chief justice.
The president said that when he visited the lawyers at the...
No, I've never heard that.
Oh, please.
He said that? Okay.
Please. I know what I'm talking about. Now, fast forward. This is the first time...
This is the second time I'll be asking you for evidence. I asked about the flood one.
So you want to tell me that the president did not make commentary about dealing with judges?
I thought he was talking about political charges, is it?
Please, I don't want to. I know what you want to do, but you know.
No, but this is a serious suggestion. I'm going to take on the president.
I am telling you that the president promised. He made a promise that he was going to reset the judiciary. And in resetting the judiciary, he made a promise that he was going to remove the judge.
Political judges. No.
So are you in that regard, with where you are heading to? Are you in that regard saying that the CJ was a political CJ?
Is that what she was?
You should be asking yourself that question. So I'm telling you that the president made a promise and he has fulfilled the promise.
Fulfilled what?
But one thing, he has fulfilled his promise of restarting the judiciary.
So are you the one saying that?
But what we have to remember is that in the history of Ghana, in the Fourth Republic, a CJ has been politically and forcefully removed, dragged out of office.
It's not true.
That is one establishment. She has been dragged in all, in all her endeavors to see to it that her voice is heard, even when she requested that the hearing should be in camera and all of that. You know what happened.
She did what? But she rather came to the public when it was.
She was denied for her hearing to be done in camera.
What are you talking about?
Again.
No.
We are also informed.
It's informing people.
Again, we are also informed.
What does the law say about the process? That it should be heard.
But it is about her. She made a request.
That should be heard in public.
I thought you were just saying here that the law is the law.
But if the law is the law, you have to test the law. You have to test the law. And she has tested the law. She tested the law and they did not agree to it.
So that makes the law wrong.
I never said so. Don't. You see, that's the tangent you want to move, you will not get
understand. You see,
I am telling you that the law is there, just like he said in the case of the flat voting where nobody has tested those grounds of class action. It is a gray area. She actually tested the law.
This is not gray.
This is not gray.
Black and white.
Have you ever heard anybody apply? No, he's a lawyer. Has anybody ever applied that his hearing should be in open before? Has anybody done that before? This is the first time we are hearing that. And this is the first time a sitting CJ is removed.
Oh, but we had the first time
I'm saying that the law is not gray. The law is not gray.
I am not saying the law is not gray. I am saying that the gray aspect is she applying that her hearing should be in
against the constitutional provision.
No, but it's against the constitutional provision. Whether it is against the constitutional provision or
Article 146. What does it say?
On the justices to decide, and they have declined to grant.
Let's read it. Let's read it immediately so that
you can't take my words.
Okay, you land. Let me read.
Let me read. Yeah. All proceedings under this article.
This is the 1992
Constitution.
Are you sure you're holding it?
I bought it with my money.
Not this mischief. This mischief will not work.
All proceedings under this article shall be held. All proceedings under this article shall be held in camera. So what else are you going to?
That's what the law says.
That's what the law says.
Right. So it's not gray.
And I'm saying that she wanted an open kind of thing
against the constitutional provision.
Oh, please. There are people who even are against certain principles as far as the law is concerned. They still contest it. So you can't tell me that against the
law is the law, you said.
The law remains the law. Until you test the law, you will then know whether the law is the law. I'm not contradicting myself. There are grounds of removal even within your work premises where you know very well that there are regulations within the work premises that your leaders are quoting to, sack you or dismiss you. But you also feel that, no, you disagree with them. You would want to contest that to see whether indeed that is workable or not. I'm just saying
to you that
there's no
gray area on that.
There is a gray area.
Which one is the gray? We just read it.
Has there been a public hearing on that before?
You can't have it because of
the Constitution says in camera.
She contested that.
Why must she contest an obvious?
Is she above the law?
Whether she's above the law or not, she feels that it is her right, and her right must be granted. And I'm saying that it is incumbent on the committee members or the court that sat on this case to grant her that, but that she have the right to, for the public to hear whatever she wants or not. And they denied her of that, and that is fine.
Well, it was obvious. It was obvious.
But the last thing I want to say is that, you see, we have set a bad precedent.
There is nothing bad about this.
There is a bad precedent we've set. And I am worried for her colleagues. He said something, and I got a bit frightened, that if it has to do on the basis of law, they have no moral right to, determine how it should be done. He made mention of something.
In terms of the decision of the committee.
They have to go by what the law says.
But to decide.
And vice versa, there was one other thing he said, which
about the political angle.
About the political angle. Maybe, he said, maybe they may have their opinion.
Yes.
But the law is where they have to go to. That is where the challenge is. What it clearly means is that within her colleagues, they may have reservations but because of the political inclination.
No, because of the law. That's what he's saying. Because of the law.
Can you wait? Let me.
Senor, I'm also listening. You have so you were the only one listening.
No, I am not. I've not concluded.
Okay,
you should have allowed me.
Okay.
You should have allowed me.
Okay, you.
Because of the political inclination, however, the laws pretend or supersede.
Yes.
Supersedes the. Political.
U-turn now, yes.
Oh,
yes,
I'm not making a U-turn.
Okay.
You can't put words in my mouth.
Okay,
not me saying when it comes to those angles. Okay. The law supersedes the political will.
I see.
But in that angle, they must also be worried to a larger extent.
That your party will come and react.
I will not go on that tangent with you. Where you want to push me to, I will not be boxed into that angle. What I want to say is that I think that there is too much politicization of everything in this country. No, I belong to a certain political party, a new patriotic party for that matter. And I believe that as young people who are learning to take leadership position in this country, we must not follow the mistakes of what our big bosses are doing. See, there are things that were said in the past. It is hitting back at us today. So I think that going forward, some of these things should not repeat itself. And I am praying that never again would a sitting CJ be removed from office.
If any CJ misbehaves, remove.
And on that note, I don't know if I'll have the bite again.
No,
and on that note, let me use your platform to empathize with the good people of the Volta region.
Okay, I'll come back.
Especially,
I'll give you.
You give me time.
He doesn't empathize with anybody over there. He doesn't empathize, sympathize with anybody.
No, but I've just got to say that did you listen to what the ECOWAS court says about the political mechanisms, that they don't really have control over that?
I've read that, but see, I've logged my mind.
It's a political process. You can't say this should be the last time.
That's what I'm saying. I've logged my mind not to look at anything apart from the political
aspect.
Exactly.
Why must you lock your mind?
Because no matter what
you have decided to lock your mind.
No matter what you do, no matter what you do, I've closed my mind on anything that is coming from anywhere. But no matter what you do, there's politics that is in it.
You have decided to lock your mind.
Yes, I've locked my mind to those things.
Council, let me close the chapter with you. I was just even referring him to what the ECOWAS court says, for instance, about the political mechanism. We are wrapping up. Does it mean that it's open? Anyone at all, even if Solo becomes vice president, president sometime in the future, you can dismiss the CJ at will?
I don't think so. I think this is not the first time we've had petitions for the removal of a Chief Justice. I think during Professor Tamil's tenure, former Chief Justice Georgina Wood, there were petitions for her removal. And similar petitions came up during President Mohammed's first time in office. And Chief Justice Wood was appointed by the then NDC government, I think during Kufuor's time.
No, MPP government.
MPP government during Kufuor's time. But the president did not remove there. Right, so there is always the attempt to skew the conversation to the point that it is now very easy to remove the Chief Justice. But
is it not easy?
I always make the point.
Because if I'm the executive president, you're not comfortable with who the CJ is. First of all, you can even suspend her. Then
there has to be a petition.
Okay, well, yeah.
So we have to know that our presidents are politicians, right? And when we are taking political decisions, you usually consider the atmosphere of the country. Am I going to get support if after receiving this petition, I decide to suspend this person? And that is where I believe that President Mahama, being someone who is a politician and now president, would have thought about it. How are Ghanaians going to react, right, when the Chief Justice is suspended? Because he had the discretion to make that decision. You get that? And any person will think about that, right? So I believe that removing a Chief Justice, suspending a Chief Justice, is not as easy as we make it look. But where, based on an act that has been engaged in by the Chief Justice or by the judge, there is a possibility that the person can be removed. Then it becomes easy. Some influence of the president through that particular process. I believe that the process must be one that is more apolitical than political. The political actors within the chain must be controlled, and particularly with the Council of State. But now the Council of State has become very political because we go through elections to appoint a number of them in there. So we have to be able to tweak the Council of State's participation in that process by ensuring that those who get onto the Council of State are not very political people. But beyond that, there must be an avenue to remove a Chief Justice if the Chief Justice has done something wrong. And obviously, we may disagree whether what the Chief Justice did is wrong or is right. But that's the reason why we leave it to a committee to make that decision. 30 seconds. Any advice for the former Chief Justice to try again or to just let sleeping dogs lie? No, for me, if the Chief Justice really believes that what she went through at the committee hearing was unlawful, then she should not just rest because the Supreme Court and the ECOWAS courts have decided. There is an opportunity for review. Right. She can review and present those facts before. Okay, and on that note, we want to thank you all for watching. Yes, we're about to wrap up.
So
okay, yes, 30 seconds.
Let me use the opportunity on your platform to empathize with the good people of the voter area, particularly the vegetable farmers in Angloga, and also the households in Akachi North at the Magbanais constituency. Akachi South as well, the first deputy speaker.
So this is a serious matter.
Then you come to the Anglo constituency, Shime, Chito, and all of those areas. They've been displaced badly. And if you see the gravity of how this house...
Agbana has been there already. He's promised to do something.
Agbana actually have been able to...
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, but my MP, who is Richard Sepe, has actually been appealing to the public to come and support us. So we are using your platform this morning to appeal to the good people of Ghana that they should come and support us because we don't have the resources. They should come and support us.
Will Dr. Baumia be giving some items?
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
Dr. Baumia is a compassionate person. When he visited the people, he told them he will do his small contribution that he can do. And I think that he's doing his best. And on that note, let me also use the platform to wish my very good friend Tanko Abdullahi in Bupe in the Savannah region who is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday this morning.
UP, do you even have money? Can't you do some small donation?
Our money will be focused on...
They are not compassionate. UP is not compassionate.
You know that.
You and Alan, you are
paying taxes. You are paying taxes to the central government. So where did they get the money from?
I know Alan
were in government and all the monies were flying around.
Alan has been very chief.
You must question the basis of their money. Question the source of their money.
But you know your boss has been a chisel man. You know Alan has been a chisel man.
Question the source of
their money. Are you aware Alan has been a chisel man?
Our money is for our party.
Your party.
Alan doesn't support the young people. He doesn't support the people around him.
Your party.
Our money is for the party.
Alan is chisel. Alan is chisel.
Why did they get the money?
How much do you have in your pocket?
Alan is chisel. Alan is chisel.
I will tell you.
Alan is chisel. He doesn't support anyone. It's not compassionate.
I want to thank you all for
the only man to elect is Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, the people's man, the man who is compassionate, the problem solver.
On that note, I say thank you to Solomon, to Lawyer Adamte, and also to you, Senor, for joining us this morning. We'll see you all next week, and thanks to my studio audience as well, and you at home for watching. It's been Prime Insights, and today, by the goodness of the sports team, we've been giving a little extension. That's why we've been able to go beyond 9. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Morning time, the pot is ready.